There are moments in motorsport that stay with you long after the checker flag drops, and the closing seconds of this year's Daytona 500 were exactly that. A finish that had fans jumping out of their seats one moment and staring in disbelief the next. It had everything: speed, contact, controversy, heartbreak, and a brand new champion. Let's break it all down. Tyler Reddick, driving the number 45 Toyota for 2311 Racing, crossed the finish line first to claim his maiden Daytona 500 victory, making him the 44th different driver to win the Great American Race. And this one also marks Toyota's first Daytona 500 triumph since Denny Hamlin took the trophy back in 2020. Reddick was visibly emotional in victory lane, sharing that his young son had asked him before the race whether this would finally be his year, and apparently something about race day just felt different. And he was right. Credit where it's due. Teammate Riley Herbst in the number 35 delivered a critical push that helped Reddick clear the field and cross the line, and from a team strategy perspective, it was a textbook execution. But the story didn't end there, because what happened next is what truly ignited the debate. After pushing Reddick clear, Herbst moved up the track looking to protect position and block Chase Elliott's number 9. But the problem was that Brad Keselowski in the number 6 Ford was already building a massive run from behind, with Joey Logano providing a strong push. The two cars made contact. Keselowski's nose was damaged. Several other cars got caught up in the aftermath. And instead of a potential podium challenge, Keselowski ended up classified 5th. Another painful near miss at a race that has repeatedly slipped through his fingers. Keselowski, who was in his 17th Daytona 500 start and had arrived at the track earlier in the week walking with a cane, was not shy about his feelings afterward, calling Herbst's block one of the most reckless decisions he'd ever witnessed on a superspeedway. His argument was straightforward. A single-lane defensive move might be justifiable, but going from the very bottom of the track all the way to the top, taking out yourself and multiple other competitors in the process, served absolutely no logical purpose, and he said he had built real momentum and simply wanted the chance to see if it was enough. This loss also extended Keselowski's winless streak to 60 races, with his last Cup Series victory coming at Darlington in 2024, and Daytona was exactly the kind of result that could have reset everything in an instant. Not everyone agreed that Keselowski had a genuine shot at the win, and former Daytona 500 winner Denny Hamlin pushed back firmly with a data-driven argument on his podcast. He pointed out that at the critical moment, Keselowski's car was traveling at approximately 192 miles per hour, while Reddick's number 45 was running at around 188.5 miles per hour. And on the surface, that sounds like a real closing run. But Hamlin factored in the remaining distance, roughly 4 car lengths, or around 200 feet to the line, and concluded that the math simply didn't support Keselowski reaching Reddick in time, suggesting he might have gotten alongside Elliott's number 9, but was never going to reach the win. It's a compelling argument, and it's the kind of thing that only gets complicated when emotion is involved, because watching that run develop in real time, it genuinely felt like something historic was coming. Keselowski himself gave the most honest answer of all. He didn't know if he could have one, but he wanted the chance to find out. And that right there is the heart of the frustration, because it's not about guaranteeing the outcome, it's about the opportunity being taken away entirely. Michael Jordan, co-owner of 2311 Racing, publicly backed Herbst's decision, and from his team's perspective, the move protected their driver's win. It worked. Reddick is in victory lane, and that's the job done. But from Keselowski's camp and a large portion of the NASCAR fan base, the move looked unnecessary and costly, not just to one car, but to several others who had nothing to do with the situation. Superspeedway racing has always produced these split-second decisions that look either brilliant or disastrous, depending entirely on where you're standing. And this one is going to be debated for a long time to come. In between the racing drama, Keselowski also made headlines off the track when four-time Formula One world champion Max Verstappen publicly criticized his Red Bull car's performance during preseason testing in Bahrain, and Keselowski jumped straight into the conversation on social media, quipping that there was a Ford Cup car available and leaving an open invitation for Verstappen to reach out, competitive, lighthearted, and very on-brand for Brad. Now, he turns his attention to the Auto Trader Echo Park Automotive 400. Still searching for his first win in over a year, still without a Daytona 500 trophy, and with the entire paddock still talking about what might have been. For Reddick, this win is a genuine launching pad, because Daytona 500 victories carry real weight throughout a season. In confidence, in momentum, and in how a team carries itself going forward. And he now has a real opportunity to let this moment define his entire year. For Keselowski, this is fuel, and veteran drivers with unfinished business are consistently some of the most motivated competitors in any garage, so don't count him out. And for NASCAR as a sport, this is exactly what keeps people watching, because the margins are this thin, the decisions happen this fast, and the debates that follow can last an entire week. The 2025 season is already off to one of the more memorable starts in recent memory, and we are barely past the opening act.